In 1939, the German war machine was an unstoppable force, but behind the steel was a rigid, unforgiving pyramid of human beings. Where you stood on that pyramid dictated your entire reality. This is your life. At every rank of the Third Reich's military, the enlisted dirt, you begin at the absolute bottom. You are a Schütze, a basic infantry private. Your world is incredibly small. Your rifle, the freezing mud, and the men to your left and right. If you survive your first battles and learn to keep your head down, you are recognized as an Oberschütze, a senior private. It changes nothing, except giving you a tiny sliver of respect. Soon, veteran status earns you the rank of Gefreiter, equivalent to a lance corporal. You are still digging trenches, but now the terrified new recruits look to you for survival. Survive a bit longer, and you reach Obergefreiter, then Stabsgefreiter. At this point, you are a hardened grunt. You still follow every order, you still march 20 miles a day, but you know exactly how to stay alive when the artillery starts falling. The NCO backbone. If you show leadership in the meat grinder, you are pulled from the enlisted masses and made an Unteroffizier, a junior corporal. This is a massive shift. You are now the gritty backbone of the army. You lead a squad of 10 men, making sure they do not break under fire. When the squad leader falls, you are promoted to Unterfeldwebel. Then comes Feldwebel, a full sergeant. You are no longer just shooting. You are fixing jammed machine guns, distributing precious ammunition, and holding the line together. As the war grinds on and your superiors die, you climb to Oberfeldwebel, then Stabsfeldwebel, the highest non-commissioned officer. You are a grizzled, cynical veteran running the daily hell of the platoon. The officers make the theoretical plans, but you are the one forcing the men to run into the gunfire to execute them. The junior officers, if you went to a military academy, you bypassed the mud and entered the war as a Leutnant, a second lieutenant. You are young, full of theoretical tactics, and tasked with commanding a platoon of 30 to 40 men. You report to the company commander and try to earn the respect of the hardened NCOs who actually know how to fight. A year later, you are promoted to Oberleutnant, first lieutenant, taking on more administrative burdens and acting as the executive officer. Then, you reach Hauptmann, a captain. This is where you stop just fighting and start managing the fight. You command a company of up to 200 men. You ride in a command vehicle, coordinate mortar strikes, and figure out how to capture a village without losing half your men. You also carry a heavy psychological burden. You write the letters to the families of the dead. The field officers. Surviving company command pushes you into the senior ranks. You become a major, commanding a massive battalion of up to 800 men. You are stepping away from the immediate front line. Your concerns shift to logistics, mass troop movements, and securing supply lines. Next, you are promoted to Oberstleutnant, lieutenant colonel, and then to Oberst, a full colonel. As an Oberst, you command an entire regiment of thousands of soldiers. You are looking at topographical maps instead of enemy trenches. You sleep in requisitioned houses, not foxholes. Your decisions now dictate the fate of entire towns and shape the broader front line. But you are still bound by the rigid orders coming from the generals above you. The general staff. Entering the general staff changes your world entirely. You pin on the gold leaves of a general major, a brigadier general, commanding a division of up to 15,000 men. You no longer see soldiers as individuals. They are combat effectiveness percentages on a chart. You orchestrate campaigns, ensuring your panzer units have fuel and your artillery has shells. You are promoted to Generalleutnant, Major General, and then to a full general of your specific branch, like General of the Infantry or General of the Panzer Troops. At this level, you command a corps. Above them sits the Generaloberst, the Colonel General, commanding whole field armies. Here, warfare is dangerously political. A failure does not just mean a reprimand, it means disgrace, dismissal, or a forced suicide. You are trapped, balancing military reality against the impossible demands coming from the high command. The Marshals and the Supreme Command. At the pinnacle of the traditional military is the Generalfeldmarschall, the Field Marshal. You are a god of war, commanding army groups numbering in the millions. You orchestrate the invasions of entire nations and appear in propaganda reels as a flawless military genius. Historically, there was even one rank above this, the Reichsmarschall, a unique bloated title created solely for Hermann Göring to make him the senior officer of the entire armed forces. But your reality at the top is a paradox. You have decades of elite military training, but you must submit all your vast knowledge to a single man. The dictator. At the absolute peak of the pyramid sits Adolf Hitler, the Führer and Supreme Commander. In a functional military, the head of state sets the political goals and lets the generals achieve them. But this structure is entirely built on paranoia. By 1941, Hitler micromanages the war to a fatal degree. He bypasses his field marshals, radioing orders directly to frontline regiments. He demands troops hold ground at all costs, forbidding tactical retreats that could save entire armies. The entire system is designed to push unquestionable orders down from the top. But when the man at the peak refuses to look at reality, the machine shatters, dragging everyone from the field marshal down to the freezing private in the mud, into the collapse. Thanks for watching. If you want more dark historical deep dives, hit the like button and subscribe to human.exe. See you next week.